One shaky shot can make a great camera look cheap, so today I'm ranking 7 popular tripods from it'll do to buy this and forget about tripods for a long time. Welcome back. If you're filming YouTube videos, product shots, travel footage, or even just cleaner Zoom calls, the right tripod is the difference between amateur vibes and instantly more professional content. 7. Endurax ETR60. I tested the Endurax as a starter tripod for lightweight setups, and the first thing you'll notice is how compact it feels for travel, collapsed around the 17 to 18-inch range, and light enough to toss in a backpack with the included bag. It's also straightforward: lever locks, a simple 3-way pan head, and a quick-release plate that makes it easy to pop your camera on and off when you're moving fast between shots. For basic home studio work, it does the job. I used it with a phone mount and a small mirrorless camera, and getting level horizons is easier thanks to the bubble level, handy when you're setting up quickly and don't want to fix it in post. The head allows standard panning and tilting, so it's fine for slow, deliberate framing like talking head videos, cooking demos, or overhead-ish angles when the tripod is positioned on a table and you're not pushing it to max height. Now the honest part, this is where the limitations show up. The load rating is about 6.6 pounds, which sounds okay, but in real use, I wouldn't treat this like a DSLR with a heavy lens tripod. Once you add weight and extend the legs high, it starts feeling less confidence-inspiring. If you're running something like a body plus long zoom plus mic plus light, you're likely outside its comfort zone, even if the number technically says you're fine. Another downside I felt during testing is that the 3-way head is usable, but not silky. It's okay for gentle moves, but if you want smooth pans for video, you may notice small stickiness and micro jitters, especially if you're trying to pan slowly for B-roll. And because it's designed to be lightweight, wind or a bump to the setup can show up in your shot more than you'd like. 6. JOILCAN M30T. The JOILCAN sits a step up in feature ambition, and when I tested it, I like that it tries to offer more creative angles. Good on paper if you're a beginner who wants flexibility for portrait, landscape, or overhead style framing. The overall idea is one tripod you can set up quickly, move around, and use for mixed creator work, vlogging one day, photos the next. In practice, it's a convenient tripod when you're working with lighter gear and you want a fast setup. I used it for simple indoor filming, and it's the kind of tripod you can set beside a desk, lock in your composition, and forget about it. For creators who do tutorials, reaction videos, or live streams, that convenience matters more than having a perfect head. But I'm going to be a bit critical here, because this is where many budget tripods feel similar. The stability to height ratio isn't always great. The higher you go, the more you'll want to avoid touching the setup. And if you're on a slightly uneven surface, you may spend extra time re-leveling and reframing. Also, don't expect premium movement from the head at this price tier. It can handle basic repositioning, but if your content style relies on smooth motion, like slow product pans or cinematic room sweeps, you'll likely notice that it's not a true video fluid head experience. It's more of a set the angle and lock it tool than a move while recording tool. The upside is that for many people, that's enough. If your priority is simply removing handheld shake and keeping your framing consistent, the M30T can deliver that. Just keep expectations realistic and consider it best for lighter cameras, phones, and stationary shooting. 5. VICTIV NT70 Black. When I tried the VICTIV, it immediately felt like it was designed for creators who want height without carrying a huge, heavy kit. The spec range is attractive. It can reach up to about 185 centimeters, goes down to roughly 52 centimeters, folds to around 49 centimeters, and it's still relatively light at about 1.42 kilograms. That makes it useful if you're filming standing talking head shots, group shots, or you simply want the camera higher for a cleaner angle. In real-world use, I liked it most for general-purpose shooting, travel photos, outdoor family shots, or simple creator setups where you need height and you're not using extremely heavy gear. It's also compatible across camera and phone use cases, which matters if you switch between a smartphone for quick reels and a camera for YouTube. I found it easy to pack and deploy, which is honestly half the battle when you're shooting on location. The load rating listed on a retailer spec sheet is around 6.35 kilograms, which is plenty for many typical setups. That said, like most tripods in this style, your best stability is going to come from keeping the center column lower and letting the thicker leg sections do the work. When I kept it in that mid-height zone, it felt notably more dependable than the bottom two on this list. For content creators, the practical win is consistency. Your framing stays locked, your horizon stays level, and your shots look more intentional. It's not trying to be a cinema tripod, it's trying to be a solid all-rounder, and it mostly succeeds at that. If you're choosing this one, I'd say it's for creators who value portability and height, shoot mostly static video, and want something that's easy to bring along without thinking too much. 4. K&F Concept KF09.126. The K&F Concept surprised me in a good way for creator-focused work because it's clearly built around convenience features that matter for YouTube and phone shooting. It supports up to 8.8 pound, has a working height range of about 18.8 to 74.8 inches, and folds down to roughly 19.7 inches, so it hits that sweet spot between tall enough and still packable. During testing, the height range let me go from low-angle product shots to standing framing without changing the whole setup. Where this tripod shines is in usability. Flip-lock legs for fast setup, a center column that makes fine height adjustments easy, and a pan and tilt head with a handle so you can do basic controlled movement. It also includes accessories that are genuinely useful, like a phone holder, a bag, and even 2 quick-release plates, which makes switching between devices less annoying. For creators who shoot solo, that reduction in friction is a real advantage. I also like that it's honest about what it is. It's a lightweight system, about 2.64 pounds, so you can carry it to shoots without regretting it. But lightweight also means you should be realistic in wind or when fully extended. Physics is physics, and super light tripods don't magically become rock solid at max height. In my use, it felt best as a creator tripod rather than a heavy telephoto wildlife tripod. If your content involves occasional pans, like showing a desk setup, turning from a product to your face, or capturing a room, this head style is more intuitive than a ball head for many beginners. It's not a true fluid video head, but it's friendly and gets the job done for typical YouTube moves. Overall, this is where the list starts to feel genuinely recommendable for most creators. Strong feature set, practical accessories, and enough capacity for common mirrorless DSLR with kit lens setups, plus a microphone. JOILCAN AH75. The JOILCAN is the tall tripod option that I enjoyed using when I needed height for standing shots, especially for indoor filming where you don't want a low, upward-looking angle. In a hands-on demo, it measures just under 74 inches to the top of the mount, which lines up with that tall tripod promise. For creators filming workouts, tutorials, or presentations, that extra reach makes framing much easier. I found it particularly useful for portrait switching and quick reframes. In the same demo walkthrough, you can see it tilts to support portrait-style shooting, which is great when you're bouncing between YouTube horizontal and shorts vertical without changing rigs. When I was testing similar moves, the big benefit was speed. Loosen, tilt, lock, shoot, no drama. Stability-wise, tall tripods always require some care, and I treated it the same way. Keep the legs properly spread, lock everything down, and avoid extending to max height unless you truly need it. Used that way, it's a solid tool for creators who want height and flexibility more than ultra-compact travel size. This is also a tripod that fits the budget pro vibe. You can get a lot done with it, especially if you're mostly filming static shots and only doing occasional repositioning. If your videos are primarily talking head, teaching, or reviews, it's a very workable platform. The AH75 earns this spot because it's the first tripod here that feels like it's really trying to serve creators who need height as a primary feature, rather than treating height as an afterthought. 2. K&F Concept K234A0 plus BH28L. When I tested the K234A BH style of setup, What stood out was the serious tripod feel you get from a ball head system designed around higher load handling and more precise positioning. The BH28L ball head platform is built for controlled framing, and if you shoot both photo and video, that flexibility matters, especially when you're doing product photography one day and a sit-down video the next. A major advantage of this kind of CanDef setup is that it's made to support heavier loads. CanDef lists 10 kilograms load capacity on their product spec pages for the T254A7 plus BH28L system, and the BH28L ball head is part of that pairing. Even if your actual model variant differs, the BH28L ecosystem is clearly aimed at creators using mirrorless and DSLR setups, not just phones. In use, you feel that in how confidently it locks framing once tightened. I also like these systems for panorama and repeatability. With marked scales and a 360-degree panning base typical of this style, you can get cleaner panoramic sequences and more consistent camera moves when you're doing multiple takes. For YouTube creators doing overhead shots, desk shots, or top-down product work, that repeatability can save a lot of time. Portability is still decent for what you're getting. CanDef lists a folded size of 540 millimeters and total weight around 20-22 G for the T254A7 plus BH28L configuration. So it's not featherweight, but it's also not a studio monster. This is the kind of tripod I'd take on a serious shoot day where I want stability and versatility, and I don't mind carrying a bit more. If you're leveling up your channel and you're tired of budget tripod wobble, this is where the upgrade starts to feel truly worth it. Number 1. CanDef Concept KF09.119. The KF09.19 was the most impressive overall in my testing because it's built to handle a wide range of creator needs without feeling like a compromise. It's rated for up to 22-pound load capacity and reaches a maximum height of 90.6 inches, which is huge if you want high angles, standing shots, or even shooting over crowds. Yet it still aims to be a travel-friendly system rather than a permanently studio-bound tripod. The signature feature is versatility. It includes a lateral, transverse center column that lets you extend over a subject for overhead shooting and adjust the column's pitch angle up to 0 to 120 degrees. That's a big deal for creators doing flat lays, unboxings, food content, or any top-down setup, because you can get the camera centered over the subject without weird tripod leg gymnastics. And if you've ever tried to shoot directly over a table with a normal tripod, you know how valuable that is. It's also designed to adapt. The center column can be removed, reversed for low-angle work, and one leg can convert into a monopod, which I found useful when I wanted quick run-and-gun stability without carrying a separate monopod. The archetype ball head with a 28mm ball and quick-release plate makes mounting fast and positioning precise. Once locked, it holds framing confidently, which is exactly what you want when you're filming yourself and can't babysit the tripod. Despite the high maximum height, it still keeps practical leg features. 4 leg sections with flip-lock joints, independent leg spread for uneven surfaces, and multiple locking leg angles. In real use, that means you can set it on stairs, rough ground, or awkward indoor spots and still get a level, stable platform. For creators who film both indoors and outdoors, those small features are the difference between setting up in 30 seconds and fighting your gear for 5 minutes. If you want one tripod that can grow with your channel, capable enough for heavier camera rigs, flexible enough for overhead and creative angles, and still portable enough to travel, this one earns the top spot.